The information that I'm going to share in this video is deep esoteric knowledge that has been hidden and still is hidden from the world to this day. I'm going to share with you guys the lost secrets about who Jesus is. I'm going to start first by reading to you guys a parable from a book called the Aquarian Gospel of Jesus the Christ, which contains the lost years of Jesus' life. Hid in the holiest place in all infinities is locked the scroll that bears the record of the purposes of God, the triune God. And there we read, perfection is the ultimate of life. A seed is perfect in its embryotic life, but it is destined to unfold, to grow. Into the soil of every plane, these seeds, which were the thoughts of God, were cast. The seeds of protoplast, of earth, of plant, of beast, of man, of angel, and of cherubim. And they who sowed the seeds through Christ ordained that they should grow and should return at last, by effort of unnumbered years, to the great granary of thought, and each to be a perfection of its kind. And he who gave the lordship unto men declared that he must rule by love. But men grew cruel, and they lost their power to rule. And protoplast and earth and plant and beast became the enmity with men. He lost his heritage, but Christ was present to redeem. But man had lost his consciousness of right. He could no longer comprehend the boundlessness of love. He could see naught but self and things of self. But Christ was there to seek the lost and save, so that he might be close to men in all the ways of life, that man might comprehend the mighty spirit of the love, the Christ of earth, made manifest to human eyes and ears by taking his abode in some pure person, well prepared by many lives to be a fit abiding place of love. Thus Christ made manifest love's power to save. But man forgot so soon, so Christ must manifest again and then again. Ever since man took his place in form of flesh, the Christ has been manifest in flesh at first of every age. The Aquarian Gospel of Jesus the Christ. I want you guys to know that Jesus is a being, and Christ is consciousness, is God. It is the creator. So Jesus was a real human being, and his real name was Yeshua, not Jesus. Jesus is just a name he was given by the Greeks for religious purposes. I will make a video one day explaining why they chose the name Jesus. In the Bible, there is a scripture, Matthew 2, verse 13 to 23, and it reads, the Magi learned that King Herod intended to murder the infants within that area. And soon after, Joseph saw an angel in a dream, which told him to flee to Egypt with Mary and his infant son, Yeshua, Jesus. I don't really like to call him Jesus because that's not his real name. But since most people are familiar with the name Jesus, I will use the name Jesus. So in Matthew, Jesus disappears from the Gospels at the age of 12 years. And he goes to Egypt. And the house which he lived in Egypt still stands to this day. It has been turned into a shrine in Coptic Cairo in Egypt. It has now been turned into a Coptic church. And the time which Jesus spent in Egypt is recorded in quite several texts or books that are not known to the public. But the ones I have read and got this information from are the Aquarian Gospel of Jesus the Christ and the Gospel of the Holy 12. And these texts or books have scriptures that are not there in the Bible. Truth that they were scared to put in the Bible as they contain knowledge that they didn't want known by the world. So Jesus began first to learn from the mystery schools or the secret schools of the Essenes in Qumran from a very young age until he reached the age of 12. He was taught at the Essenes mystery schools by Sudi, who was the great master teacher of the Essenes. And he taught Jesus how to cure illnesses and how to raise the dead until the age of 12, where he fled to Egypt. And from the biblical text, it states that he disappeared to Egypt from the age of 12 to 32 years old. So when Jesus went to Egypt, he went to learn the Egyptian mysteries from the original creator of the mystery schools, which is Thoth the Atlantean priest king, thrice greatest, he who knows the three parts of the wisdom of the whole entire universe. That is why Jesus' words in the First Testament are similar to the ones of Thoth written in the Emerald Tablets. And in my own opinion, I think it's why a lot of people think that Thoth and Jesus might have been the same person. Then when Jesus got older, he left Egypt and went to India. He went to India to learn the mystical arts, and he was teaching reincarnation, meditation, and other things he learned from the Essene masters. And after he left, he went to Tibet. He left India and went to Tibet to learn Reiki healing, Qigong healing, and how to move energy throughout his body. He then went to learn in a lot more places like Persia, Assyria, and Greece, as he was going back to Egypt. Then when Jesus turned 32 years, that is where in the Bible it says, "I call my son out of Egypt." And that is where Jesus came in Jerusalem riding on the back of a donkey. So Jesus was a student of the mystery schools, and he taught people about reincarnation, how to meditate, how to cure illnesses, how to heal. He taught people how to use their minds and overall how to help them to get off the wheel of karma. He never wanted to be worshipped. That was never his idea. He just wanted to pass on knowledge that he had learned to everyone. And all of this information is also there in the Apocrypha. There is a whole lot more knowledge that I would really love to share with you guys about Jesus. But for this video, let me end here. And just keep on asking more and more questions, and I'll try by all means to get back to each and every one of you.